Have you ever wondered what would happen if you built your own house?
This is Cirque du Soleil Construction Edition.
And while you were building it, you lived at 8,000 feet elevation. This is a lot of snow! With sheer dedication as your main skill.
Just don't fall backwards.
You ready for Grandmaster Sketch?
Oh my gosh.
Oh!
Well, that's exactly what we're doing.
When we're old and gray, we're gonna think back and be like, remember how much fun it was when we were building the house in the mountains? And you'll be like, I hated it!
And it's going mostly well. Oh no. We're Trent Allie, and today we're powering through, making progress, and trying to maintain our sanity. You enjoying yourself?
We got it done up here, but we're not done down there, under the stairs. What's up, guys, and welcome back. We have got some really big stuff happening on the house, and we're gonna be starting first thing in the morning, but tonight I wanted to let you guys know today's video is sponsored by Vessi. Vessi makes shoes. These shoes are my favorite pair of shoes. As you guys can see, I've got boots and shoes for every different type of occasion, but these ones are my favorite. They're super comfortable. They're made of a material called Dymatex, which does not feel like it should be waterproof. It's flexible, they're super comfortable. They're an incredible shoe, and they're 100% waterproof. You can step in a puddle, you can step in snow, you can step in mud, you can wash them off with the hose. They're legit shoes, and if you guys don't have a pair, I highly recommend picking some up. So if you guys are interested in getting yourself a pair of Vessis, I highly recommend it if you don't already have some, and if you do have some, they have a lot of new styles, so go and check it out. If you guys click the link in our description, you'll get $25 off your first pair of Vessis. Thanks again to Vessi for sponsoring today's video. I'll see you guys in the morning. Just another morning of putting my boots on and getting ready to go to work. And actually, I feel like every time I sit here, I remind myself of like Mr. Rogers when he like comes in and he's like putting his shoes on and he's changing his jacket and like, won't you be my neighbor? And won't you be my neighbor. Anyway, you guys are our neighbors, so welcome back to today's installment of trying to finish the insulation on our house. We got, if you guys saw in the last video, about a third of the air barrier put up in the house and most of it stapled on. Still some taping and cutting and different things that need to take place, but now that we have that 10-foot tall roll, I think one more trip around the house and then two little patches in the top of the gable end walls. And we're basically done. Like, all we have to do is like trim it and cut it and tape it at that point.
Today.
I think we can finish today.
Nice!
Brandon just showed up. He headed into the house. I'm throwing my boots on. I'm gonna go in there. We're gonna get to work, baby.
No, you guys. Just, you know, feeding the dogs this morning and the camera started to fall over and I had to run and catch the camera so it didn't crash and break, and dog food went everywhere. So the dogs are getting a little appetizer before their breakfast and doing a little bit of vacuuming, which is honestly something we needed anyway, so I'm not complaining.
I'll let you take my breath away. Pick me up like you're my aeroplane, aeroplane. You and me, you know, will never fade. Come on, baby, we got rules to break.
Wow. It's snowing again.
Keep cruising till we hit the morning.
We knew that this snowstorm was coming, so we're prepared for it, but it's still not very fun to be cold and wet and have the roads go from nice and dry to super muddy all over again. Hopefully this snowstorm passes through quickly, and by tomorrow it's starting to dry out again. It's probably only snowed like 2 inches so far, but It looks like it's gonna keep snowing all day. So in the meantime, we're done insulating, which is really exciting. So there's no more particles in the air being like tossed around that are not great to breathe in. We had fans running all weekend with an air filter on them to help filter the air. We had the furnace on with the air purification system running. So the air is really nice and clean in here, and we're not moving around big chunks of insulation anymore. We're just trying to put up the air barrier to really seal it all in. And these guys are doing an incredible job getting it done quickly and efficiently.
I wouldn't pass judgment just yet. We're doing our best. It's kind of hard to have like, 80 feet of this stuff rolled out and like keep it tight. I was never very good, or I'm still not very good at wrapping Christmas presents. And this is basically like a giant Christmas present that you're wrapping from the inside. But we're doing our best, and we've got most of this wall, other than the staples up here that I can't reach, because our ladder that is like good for the stairs has been the ladder that we're climbing onto the deck with every day. And it's like this deep into the mud, so we don't want to bring it inside right now. The more straight up and down this is, the easier it'll be to hold it.
Just don't fall backwards.
You ready for Grandmaster Sketch
Oh my gosh.
3000?
Oh god.
Please be careful.
Stupid pants. I like these pants because they have like the built-in knee pads, but they're like so restrictive because they're made of like freaking parachute canvas. I don't know what they're made of, but they're really, really
Oh, Trent.
industrial. Oh, Brandon, you got to put your hands under here.
You're good.
Just picked one of those legs up.
Yeah, I know, because all your weight was on one side.
This is another example of what not to do.
These videos are purely for entertainment. They're not an indication of a how-to.
We're trained professionals.
This is Cirque du Soleil Construction Edition. Yeah. Okay, stay where you are, Brandon. Now we've got all this part done right here. Now I just got to make that ladder, or turn that ladder so it's leaning above the window.
Okay.
And I should be able to reach over and get the rest of the staples I couldn't reach from here. And we can start doing the... start doing that. How's that look for an inside present wrapper?
It looks great.
I'm an upcoming rapper, if you guys are wondering. Air barrier rapper.
If I could start the story from the end, then maybe I could end all this pretending. I'm not too sure of everywhere I've been. This medicine keeps telling me I'm winning.
If we can get the air barrier completely done today, that'll be an enormous step, because right now we can't really like hang out in the house without feeling a little uncomfortable that we're breathing in particles that we shouldn't. It's way better now that everything is installed and in place. There isn't anything that we can see in the air, but I know there's like still probably some fine dust. So putting up the air barrier will definitely give us more peace of mind to be in here, and especially with this weather, there's nowhere to work out, there's nowhere to do yoga, so I cannot wait. My goal for the end of today is to be able to do yoga in the house without thinking I'm gonna die from breathing in toxic particles.
You know, in a couple hours, we'll definitely have this piece done and probably at least one of the two top pieces. And I would say by the end of the day, the air barrier should be covering all of the exterior walls.
Cool.
And if we keep the fans running overnight, it'll definitely make a big difference as well. We ran them all weekend, and I think it cleaned the air out really, really well in here. Plus the furnace is also circulating air and has a really nice filter. I'm not like sensing any irritation. I don't see any particles in the air. I think it's actually really nice in here. tight. And then find the middle of the wall.
Hey.
I find it really funny that like human beings are basically just animals. Like we're basically just like pretty similar to a chimpanzee. And chimpanzees are just swinging around in the trees and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And no one looks at those chimpanzees. None of the other chimpanzees are like, whoa, get out of that tree. Don't swing like that. You could hurt yourself. But human beings, I think you have no trust in your like personal abilities. And it's like, don't climb from really high unless you have a rope to catch you if you fall. It's like, I just feel like I'm a little chimpanzee out here having fun on the scaffolding, you know? But I know it makes a lot of people nervous. So.
Why are you saying chimpanzee? Isn't it
chimpanzee?
Chimpanzee?
A chimp? We'll just call it a chimp because obviously I'm saying it wrong.
I don't know.
Anyway, we're gonna get back to work.
Be careful, please.
Quit monkeying around, Trent.
Just doing my job. We did it! How nice does it feel in here though?
It feels so nice.
It's like, I'm sweating a little bit, but it's not like hot and stuffy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's good.
Remember yesterday when there was no snow?
Yeah.
I miss it.
Oh my gosh. Jeez, Trent.
Yeah.
Well, we were making progress by leaps and bounds. We were knocking it out. We got to this point here and we had one more box of 1,000 staples downstairs and it's empty. We thought that one more box of staples was gonna like push us along here, maybe even get the 2 top pieces done. But the box is empty, so we're basically out of staples. I probably have enough to get a couple of these top pieces pinned up. Let's see how many I got. I have about 20. So that's depressing. It's really nice to get the air barrier up. I don't know if it's because it's white or it's just like tightly wrapped up and stapled, but like as soon as that is installed, it like
Feels very clean.
it feels very clean and like nice. Maybe
Yeah.
it's just like giving us a glimpse of like what it's gonna look like once there's like sheetrock and paint, like the white look. I really dig it.
Yeah. It's gonna be amazing.
I wish it was done.
I know.
I really dig it.
It's been a super productive day, but I think we should probably still be wearing respirators. You guys have probably already commented the same thing, but even though we're not moving the insulation around, it's still just a little itchy in there. So I'm glad the dogs were not in there really while we were doing anything massive today, and I've just kind of been hanging out with them in Terry for most of the afternoon because it's snowing hard. It's not super fun to be outside. Even the dogs are like, let's not go outside today. Let's just hang out in here. So hopefully in the next day, everything will be vacuumed, air barriered up, the fans will be running and filtering everything, and the insulation will be pretty much fully sealed. So even though today was like, the tail end of it being almost safe to be in there breathing without masks on, I think we're just gonna play it safe and wait until everything is fully done. And hopefully that is very, very soon.
All right, well, we did as much as we could without having that extra box of staples. We ended up getting quite a bit accomplished, actually. Take you up here and show you. So we got the second layer of the air barrier up there. We just have to scab in some little pieces at the very top, which we don't have staples for, and then tape all the seams, and that wall will be done. This piece right here is going to go at that portion in the bathroom. We don't have the staples for that. This piece right here is gonna do that one up there. And then this little corner right here, we're gonna have to scab together with some scraps. The very last piece goes under the stairs, and it's like almost enough to do the section down there. So there's gonna be some more piecing in with scraps and tape and, you know, doing the best that we can. Since we don't wanna waste half the day going to Home Depot just to get staples, we're gonna get out some of the tape and we're gonna start taping the seams. And since we use the 10-foot rolls, there's not that many seams throughout the house, which makes it really easy. We're gonna start taping.
It's seriously snowing.
Yeah, it's like, feels like winter again.
It's not even like fake snow. It's like 5th winter.
Yeah, it's legitimately accumulating. There was 0 snow out here this morning.
They said 6 to 12 inches, and I was like, yeah, right. No. Yes.
Welcome to the North Pole. I just came out here into the sunroom to grab the tape so that we could start taping the seams, and guess what? I found an old box of staples. We're gonna do our best. We're gonna use the rest of these staples, and we're gonna try and get the rest of the gable wall at least mounted on the wall. We got most of the upstairs taped. We got all of the upstairs barrier put on, so those extra staples that I found allowed us to actually finish doing all of these pieces. Now we just have to do the 2 top pieces on this gable wall over here, and then a couple little scabs that need to go underneath the stairs. Hopefully by the end of the week, we're gonna have all of the barrier put up, all the tape done, and then maybe next week, spray foam guys can show up. How you doing?
I'm just super itchy.
You're super itchy?
Well, I was like moving insulation around and like cleaning and stuff. My goal of doing yoga tonight for sure in the house is definitely not gonna happen, but maybe tomorrow.
Tomorrow, we should have staples and we should be able to finish hanging the air barrier. We might not be able to tape it all, but at least it'll all be sealed up, everything except for a couple of the interior walls.
Right.
And then you can go along and vacuum up all the insulation pieces and take care of all the spray foam and really clean it up in there.
Okay.
We'll run those fans and the furnace, and it should be like yoga-able. Yogable.
No, there's a lot of deep breathing involved in yoga, so I want to definitely be careful.
You could wear a respirator.
Yeah, no.
Oh man, all I know is the snow is back.
The snow is back.
The snow's back. And I'm fine with it. Spray foam guy did say he was thinking maybe middle to end of next week.
Nice.
As long as he can get supplies. Obviously, if I didn't tell you guys already, spray foam is also in high demand and low supply right now. So we're just taking things one day at a time.
July. July is the day.
We'll see.
Good morning, guys. We're just waking up to so much puppy fun this morning. There has been a lot of great progress that Lika has been making, and there's also been some regression, which is totally normal in the span of raising a puppy. The one thing I would just really love to get past is getting her used to being in the kennel. Now she'll sleep in her kennel overnight, and she doesn't really cry or whine. But if we leave and need to go do something and can't take the dogs with us, she needs to be okay. Being in her kennel, it's her safe space. It's nice and cozy and temperature controlled. It's not like a dangerous, scary place for her. But she freaks out and pees every time. Every single time we leave her alone in the crate, she pees in the crate. During the day. During the night, she's fine. She sleeps through the night because I think she knows that we're here. We're sleeping next to her, and it's fine. But it's getting really annoying trying to wash dog beds full of pee. So now she just has a kennel full of blankets and towels, and if she pees in them, I think I'm just gonna have to throw them away because we don't have a washer and a dryer up here, so it's very difficult. And hopefully she gets over this little phase soon and we can continue to transition her into the incredible dog I know she will become one day. But until then, we are paying our puppy dues, and if anyone has any tips for getting your puppy used to being left alone in the crate during the day, I would love to hear them in the comments.
I would be up waiting for you if you had to leave. I would wait a lifetime if you were at sea. wanna say that I feel that our love is real. Maybe we should hurry up and seal the deal. Oh, oh, I just wanna love you right.
The good news is that it stopped snowing, and it should be done snowing for hopefully for a while. And we're almost done with the air barrier. Hello?
Hello?
Hello.
Hey.
What are you doing up there?
Oh, you know, just trying to get this stupid air barrier in. That looks sketch. What?
What you're doing?
Transfer?
Yeah, jeez Louise.
The freaking stretch transfer?
Don't worry, if anyone else is silently freaking out watching Trent do this, I'm right there with you.
Trent's fine, everybody.
Thanks. Thanks for making sure he doesn't fall, Brandon.
Oh yeah.
Look at that full extension.
There it is.
Please be done.
A lot of people were making fun of me that I said there's just the second and third half of this wall to be done. And yeah, of course that makes me sound like an idiot. But I was just thinking about like the full height, and then there's like about half of the full height, you know, like 1.5 full height.
Don't try to justify
I'm trying to
it.
justify that. Really, I made a mistake.
Second and third piece.
Yeah, anyways, we got these pieces up right here, and then I have these two little corner scabs, one that I dropped. They go up here in the very top, and then I do have to come back later and tape this wall when the tape arrives, but at least we're done hanging and stapling after I get these two pieces up. Brandon's gonna scoot the scaffolding over so I don't have to like monkey around on the ladder anymore.
Wow.
And I'll get those pieces thrown up really quick.
You got your dancing shoes on?
You bet.
This is my least favorite part.
For some reason, the scaffolding, when you move it, only 3 legs touch the ground. Very, very nerve-wracking.
Don't tell me that.
I think it's just because it's old and bent out of shape, maybe. Maybe our floor's not level. I have no idea.
Very.
Voila.
We are so close. We are so close to being.
Under the stairs.
Are you enjoying yourself?
We got it done up here, but we're not done down there. Under the stairs.
But basically, we have one small piece of air barrier to put up on the stairs up here, under the stairs downstairs, and then we're out of tape, so we have to wait to finish taping. But everything else, I think, is pretty much done until the spray foam guy can come and do the ceiling. Is that correct?
Besides tape and those pieces that you just listed, as far as insulation inside goes, besides the basement.
Right.
That's probably about it.
Everybody has shot down my idea for group yoga. Totally fine. I'll make them do it another day. Don't worry. So in the meantime, I'm wondering if there are things that we want to get a head start on now that we can do without needing to wait for our insulation inspection. If one of those things is to start prepping this wall.
What are you talking about?
We could go get the brick.
Yeah, right, dude.
Why not?
Because that's a finished product. That's like tile. It's like one of the last things that you do. So let me put it this way. Brick
Yeah.
is extremely porous.
Okay.
We're about to enter the little Sahara desert of drywall dust. The last thing you want to do is have a porous finish material present when you're creating giant white clouds of drywall dust
Okay.
for weeks.
So, in that case, we either go pick up a ton of drywall and get it prepped and ready to install, or we clean up and do group yoga.
So cute. You guys think Allie's just so cute? Let us know in the comments.
What do you want to do next?
Definitely not group yoga. Look at this place. I gotta finish putting insulation here. We gotta finish doing the air barrier under the stairs, above the stairs,
Okay.
stapling that all in place. We probably have like 80% of the day accounted for as far as activities go.
Rain check on the group yoga.
That's a warm day deck activity, Allie.
So you're saying you'll do it?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
I would love to see Brandon do some yoga.
I'm so good at pretending. Keep on smiling in my tiny bubble, like a movie without ending. Spending time like it was going backwards. Posters covering my walls, but they fall down. Diving deeper in the books that we read blind. Breathing in and breathing out to get smarter. Not working out for me, yeah. Got no money on my mind, tell my mommy I'm alright. Even laughing at the jokes you tell me.
Feels incredible in here. It's nice and clean, pretty well organized. We took out a lot of trash. And now that there's not that much we can finish for today, we're moving on to something that needs to be done, that we've been putting off for a while. Say hello to our old friend.
What's up? So I don't know if you guys remember, before we had 4 breakers that were bad, or anytime we would plug them in, it would trip the breaker. And now we just have 2.
Because you replaced the other 2?
I didn't replace anything.
Cool.
They just gave us some time. The thing that doesn't make sense, which I'm going to continue to do some diagnostic work here, is these breakers are all off. Every single breaker is off. Well, right now the light and stuff is on. But all the breakers are in the off position, and just plugging them into the panel causes the breaker down there to trip. So it's very, very confusing, and something has to be shorting out somewhere, and we don't know what it is. We're gonna try to do some rough elementary diagnostics here. Off. On. Oh. B-Roni baloney. Turn it off for me. That doesn't make enough sense. It's one thing if you build a car or a truck or a house or a van, and then you get to enjoy it, and then there's a problem and you have to diagnose the problem. That's one thing. But what we're having to deal with right now is doing diagnostic because there was a flood because a plug failed when we were testing the drain system. That is frustrating, my friends.
Are they different now?
No, but the breaker is in the off position, and if I disconnect the wires from it, it doesn't trip. Literally makes no sense. It's really comforting to know that a lot of the particles and everything have now been vacuumed up. We've cleaned up all the big pieces. All the air barrier is up. and the fans with the filters are running at night. Like it's nice inside there, and we shouldn't need to wear the respirators again until we do drywall sanding, which is probably going to be pretty soon, but still, it's really nice to have that out of the way and just nice and cleaned up. I don't even know what to do. I'm like exhausted.
It's Friday.
It's Friday and Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. I know it doesn't look like it right now, but this weekend it's supposed to be like 80 degrees.
Isn't that crazy?
All the snow will be gone. Hopefully the mud will be dried out. And I'm guessing in 2 weeks, it'll be a little warmer and a little bit better roads, and we can get a truck up here to deliver the roofing, and then maybe we can get a man lift, and we'll start doing the roof.
Cool.
We're just all over the place. There's like all these things that we can do, you know, in the near future, but like we just can't do them right now. It's very frustrating.
One day at a time.
One day at a time. Bye, Brandon. We're calling it a day. I do have to say that the electrical panel is a little bit mind-boggling to me. There's 2 breakers that can't be plugged in, or else the breaker at the street trips, and it has nothing to do with the breakers, because if I disconnect the wires from the breakers, it doesn't trip. But like, keep in mind, the breakers are all in the off position, so like there shouldn't be any electricity going to any of the wires in the house, so they shouldn't be able to cause any problems. But if I disconnect the wires from the breaker, nothing trips. If the wires are connected to the breaker, it trips the breaker at the street. If you guys have any idea what's going on there, go ahead and let me know in the comments, or send us an email or whatever. I don't know, but I'm totally confused by it. Oh, are you the guard dog? Oh no, you had the same idea as me. Your camera's bigger though.
I win. We made so much progress today. I'm really excited that group yoga practice is coming any day now.
I'm just having a blast living in Terry and trudging through the mud every day. Because you know what? When we're old and gray, we're gonna think back and be like, remember how much fun it was when we were building the house in the mountains? And you'll be like, I hated it. I didn't want to build the house. It will be a nice memory to have.
Eventually.
Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed coming along on today's adventure. We did get all the walls sealed up, and now we can start moving on, at least, you know, a little bit anyhow.
Yeah, it's exciting.
If you guys enjoyed coming along on today's adventure, make sure you show us by giving us a big thumbs up on today's video. Consider subscribing to our channel if you haven't already.
Thanks again to Vessi for sponsoring today's video. Click the link in our description to check them out.
And we'll see you guys on the next one.
Adios.
Blindfolded by misbeliefs, I've been back to where we met. All the moments and regrets. I've been searching empty alleys, called your name out in the prairies. The sunlight shades, but what remains is the shade of you.